What is up, everybody? We're live. This is hashtag follow the conversation, episode 13. This is the culturemypeople.com show where we just hang out. We just get in the group, hang out, and do what it was intended for. I already said my name was Michael Nip, I think. This is my first co-host, Drewby.
All right. Here we go. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. I can't put it down.
And this is my other co-host, Marc.
What's up, everybody? How do you find Will Smith in the snow? It's easy, you just follow the Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's right,
Guys, get it? It's punny.
boy. Because that's what the Fresh Prince would say. Boy.
I don't think he would.
No, it's Will Smith. He goes, haha, yeah. Yeah.
Homeboy.
I don't think he says homeboy.
I think he does.
Does he?
He says
I don't
something.
know.
It's
been
been
a
too
long
long
time
since
since
I've
I've
seen
seen
Fresh
Fresh
Prince. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx.
I have it on Amazon streaming.
Nice. You know what else is on Amazon streaming?
What is that?
Captain
Twin Peaks?
America 2.
No, screw that. Twin Peaks. That's on Amazon streaming.
What? Wait, no. You
Amazing.
can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm not gonna buy Captain America on Amazon streaming. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray.
I want to. Oh, I told you. I texted you this evening. I was like, I'm close to just buying Cap 2 and just watching it again. Like, oh,
Why can't I buy it on Blu-ray? Like, for real.
Yep. Well, you
What about
can't buy.
Blu-ray?
You will buy it on Blu-ray. Amazon. It just comes out on Amazon before it's actually out. Like, it's like still several weeks before it'll actually come out. It'll actually release.
Screw that.
There was another movie that did the same thing. Oh, no, a TV show, Arrow. Arrow Season 2 came out on Amazon streaming the full season before it came out on Blu-ray or DVD or anywhere.
Guys,
Well, for TV shows, I think that like the same day or the day after they're on TV, you can buy them. It's weird.
Yeah.
get this. I was watching Honest Trailers today, and I was watching a few that I hadn't seen before, and I saw Captain America 2, and you know how like their thing is like they take like movies and they just like make fun of them and stuff. And like I kid you not, I was watching Honest Trailers, and the guy was just like, he made a joke. He's like, and pretty much these three people, two of them don't even have superpowers. They just go around kicking butt like in a bunch of cool ways. He's like, and it was actually really entertaining. He's like, hey, I said this was an honest trailer, and this movie was really good. I was like, yeah.
Like,
I
there's
agree.
nothing I can't dig on this movie. It's just.
And then I think it was that one. Like he went on like with like a few more things, and it was just like, there's more stuff I can say. He's like, but this is like straight up just nitpicking, and like he goes through like a list, and then it's like, I told you guys, this is just nitpicking. It's like, this was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. You know
I will.
what else
Okay,
is-
I'll nitpick. Right.
All right.
Hold on before you go ahead. Okay, that scene where he goes and he visits the old lady chick.
Yeah.
Uncanny Valley as crap there. Like, there's a seriously weird part where they like CGI her face to look old. It creeps me out. I saw it
Yeah,
twice in theater. And
He,
it
ma-
creeped me
he
out
made
both
fun of
times.
that too. I think that was one of the things he nitpicked, actually.
Okay.
That was CGI.
Drew. Yes.
Which is why she looks so darn creepy.
Like, freaking scary. She's like a zombie, dude.
I just thought that's just how all old people look to me.
All the people are zombies to Drewby. Quoted.
Dude, I'm gonna tweet
You,
that.
are you gonna
man.
cap them all? Just bust a cap in all old people?
No, I'm not condoning violence against old people at all. I'm just saying that she just looked like a normal old person to me.
Drew was just like, I thought all those jokes about what people are gonna do in the zombie apocalypse were just like for real things that everybody's gonna start doing. Because I mean, as far as I was concerned, zombies are popping up everywhere.
She looks nothing like a zombie.
Okay. Sure.
Mm-mm.
She looks
No.
like Aunt May, who also looks like a zombie in the comics, not in the in the old comics, not in the
There's a
modern.
good example right there. You could have been Aunt May lying on there, and I was like, yeah, she's just an old person.
But she doesn't look like Aunt May. Aunt May looks like Gidget or the Flying Nun.
No, Aunt May looks like an old person, which is supposedly the same chick does. I think she looked. I didn't even know that CGI. I thought that was just makeup or another actor. I just didn't realize that was CGI.
I dare you to watch that movie a second time and watch her mouth and how it doesn't line up exactly very well with what she's saying. And when she does the scene where like she coughs and she like loses her memory temporarily, freaky as crap. Like it's freaking weird. Just watch her mouth. That's all I'm saying. Watch old zombie's mouth.
I
Old
don't.
mouths.
That's not how I roll, dude. Like that may be your thing, but that's not what does it for me.
You're not what are you attracted to in women? Not mouths. Is it noses?
That's not what I said at all. I said I'm not watching
Speaking
old
of
people's
noses.
mouths in movies. I said when I'm watching a movie, I'm not watching their mouth.
I asked you a legitimate question. What are you attracted to in women if it's not mouths?
Well, height would be nice.
Height.
You're just,
Define
you're just
height.
looking for a really, really tall, ugly chick. So that's
No,
cool.
I thought Drew.
With creepy mouth.
I thought he was saying height as in like he wanted someone short. Like Drewby's like like 4'11".
Well, if we're going off of your father's definition of height, then yeah, that's exactly it.
Don't tell my father's definition of height. It's not worth our show.
Okay.
I will mute.
No,
If somebody starts talking, I will mute you.
Word.
So, dang it! I hit my desk with my knee.
Okay.
Um.
So there's this thing that's been happening to me, and it's been really annoying. Last night I came home from prayer group, and I just crawled in bed and read books, watched Night Bomb. I think I ate something, and then I just went to bed. I'm lying around. This is fly. It's just like I can hear it, and I'm like, this is gonna bother me. I've seen this fly before. I've got to kill it. So I get out of bed, flipping on all the lights, and I'm just standing there with the fly swatter, just quiet and just listening, just trying to figure out where the stupid fly is coming from. And about 5 minutes later, I finally find it, and I swat it on my bread, and I kill the fly, and so I throw it away, and I go to bed fine.
And then you eat it like a man.
I didn't know. I had to season it first.
Oh, good.
The
Salt.
fly or the bread?
Both. It was a fly sandwich.
Ketchup.
Yeah, I had to catch up on my diet.
I'm gonna start muting people. It's about to get.
You know that was fun. Okay. So, right before the podcast, right before we start recording this, I'm just sitting here, minding my own business. All of a sudden, like this fly just flies right in front of me, and then I literally just start flipping. I was like, "What the heck? Where are they coming from? Like, I have not had this problem before. Like all these flies." And then you told me to shut up because I was supposed to tell the story on the show, and now I've told it. So flies, screw them.
Flies legitimately like I fake rage a lot for attempted comedic purposes, but for real, flies will send me into a fit of angry rage. Like last time I remember having a deal with a fly. It was in my parents' house, and I was trying to sleep, and like you can see maybe in the video, I'm a fairly hairy person. I'm a moderately hairy person.
Yeah, you
Moderately. All right.
I'm
we can
pretty
go with
hairy.
that.
So
yeah.
Well, we get that.
there's these flies. There are multiple flies, and they just land on my arm. I sleep like this, and they just land on my arm and walk around, and it tickles the crap out of me with their little fly legs. And last time, it was probably 3 o'clock in the morning. A fly was walking around on my arm. I stood up out of my bed. I flipped my mattress, and I threw a pillow at the wall. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I had just woken up from a sleep in a rage and just started throwing crap around my room because the flies were tickling my arm. And I realized what I'd done and been like, I need to just go to bed. And I went to bed.
Yeah.
Like
so
it's problematic.
As soon as the show is over, I am going to be standing in the middle of my living room, fly swatter in hand, just trying to find that stupid sucker so I can go to bed.
Marching. It's not going to be the show that keeps you up this time. It's going to be the heck darn flies.
The stupid fly. Ah, man.
Or because he'll be tired from the show, because we're keeping him up, he won't be able to find the fly, and he just won't get any sleep because he's hunting for it.
Just all night I'm just sitting there like, oh.
He's just like already so sleep deprived, his senses are all off, and he can't find the
And
fly.
if he did fall asleep, the fly would land on him and wake him up.
He just rage out and start throwing stuff around his apartment.
The guys, like, I fall asleep. You guys have to come find me because I'm not answering my phone. The apartment's just destroyed. I'm sleeping under a couch.
He's just like completely under stuff, like no part of skin showing.
I have a foot just hanging out over here. Yeah. It's totally how this stuff works.
It'd be rough.
It'd be the rough
So I found
times.
this thing. on the internet, and it's a Twin Peaks podcast that goes through each episode of Twin Peaks and reviews it. It's from the perspective of two people that have seen the show and really like it, and two people that have never seen the show before. I'm about to listen to this podcast with my wife, and I recommend that everyone watch Twin Peaks. Thank you.
Oh, really? I didn't know you even liked that show anymore.
No. No, stay away. Don't watch it.
Michael, did you know there's this thing like that lets you like carbonate drinks? And you can make like fizzy Kool-Aid.
So guys, walking around the Best Buy, I stop, and there's this thing that calling to me from the aisle with which I can carbonate whatever drink I want. I could make myself a hot fizzy Kool-Aid any day of the week.
Sounds like a good idea. You should patent that.
What would I call it? Maybe the Soda Stream?
Dude, I like that name, man. Sounds good. Catchy.
How about the carbohydrated drink?
The carbohydrate. Do you recognize that there's a difference between carbohydrates and carbonation, right?
I had no idea what I was saying at the time. I have to spout a word out here.
Drewby's just like, I said, how about? And as soon as I said, how about, I realized I didn't actually have a name to give him. So it's like, oh, crap.
I gotta put something here. This sounds right. Let's throw that name in there.
It sounds the same.
The carbohydrated soda drink. Yeah. Random.
So basically, you're just gonna take bread chunks and then blend it into your drink. Just drink bread.
That sounds appetizing.
No, it sounds incredibly disgusting. My dog would love it. He loves bread.
Yeah.
Dude, your dog is such a spaz.
This is
He has
true.
problems.
This is true.
He's very
Many-
sensitive.
So, a friend of mine just got a puppy. Little puppy. They've never had a dog
Hold on.
before.
Drewby, I didn't get a puppy. Marc didn't get a puppy.
What'd you get?
I think he's making a joke
I'm
that you don't
implying
have
that
friends
I'm implying that
outside
you
of
don't have any other friends other than us.
I don't get it.
Don't cry. Drewby, don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. I was just kidding. It was
Oh.
a friendly jab. Go ahead.
You were trying to be mean?
No, I was trying to be funny. That's what the show's about. Humor.
Oh.
Make people laugh, and you cry. Go ahead.
It makes everybody happy, but you sad.
At my expense.
Yeah.
I do it for the show.
If you could sacrifice your happiness for the happiness of the entire world, would you do it?
Oh man. I feel like I would have to. If I could guarantee that everyone else would be happy, and
Or
I would
you'd be
just
the
unhappy.
biggest tool of all time.
I mean that's the options. Like, okay, I am labeled the biggest jerk and everyone hates me and I live a miserable existence anyway, or I choose to live a miserable existence at the expense that everyone else can be happy. So either way, like I'm hosed. Like there
Yeah.
goes my life.
I feel like your philosophy is going against the postmodern belief that you should just do whatever makes you happy, because you're willing to take the plunge. You're willing to do the deal that no one else would do. You're willing to be not happy so everyone else can be.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a soldier. You're a soldier of misfortune.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess that kind of works.
Just taking one for the team.
Hey, what do you call a soldier who survived mustard gas and pepper spray?
Well, Drewby was talking, and it sounds like his video/audio may have been cut out or been destroyed in some way, but I don't know how that would even happen.
If I had to guess though, I'd say a seasoned veteran.
Oh, heck.
He already told me that one.
you can't stop it. You can't stop the joke.
You can't stop the puns, Michael.
I can stop the broadcast. I can stop Drewby. If I could make it miserable to make everyone else not ever hear a pun again, I would do it. I would walk over there with a fork and take your own eye out.
And then set it
Michael's
off as a bomb so that everyone was just like, "Whoa, I have a sister."
Michael.
That joke was so obscure that no one's gonna get it at all.
That's why they should.
The people
That's
that
why
listen
they
to this
should pay.
podcast don't listen to our other ones.
That's why they should pay attention to our monthly issue.
Okay, but like Michael's just gonna like eventually meet both of us, and then just like, all right, screw this, and just start doing the show by himself.
He can't do the show by himself. I'm half of it. Like, you can't do hashtag without me. Like, I am most of the show.
Have you ever
Anyway.
missed a hashtag?
No.
You're most
Michael's
of the
missed a
show.
hashtag,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Yeah. You know, people come here to see me. They want to know what I have to say.
Yeah.
How?
If you're here to see Drewby, email us at thecultureonpeople@gmail.com.
That's not fair
I
because
will-
we don't get any emails anyway.
I will gladly step down from this podcast and get drunk on Vernor's apple soda. What is this? Sorry, ginger soda. It's flat as heck because I opened it last night.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. Did you like it last night? It's weird.
I liked it last night. I do not like it now. It is flat as heck. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's some random soda I got in Minnesota. Some lady gave us soda for painting our house.
Drewby, if you hold on, I'm eating Drewby. There we go. Whew. Man, I knew he was gonna say something about that. Had just
About what?
preemptive. Nothing. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna get. If he didn't know, I'm not gonna give him any inspiration for the worst jokes on earth. Goodness.
Oh, this is not fair. I don't like this soundboard.
This is my show. This is proof that this is my show. You may think you're half the show, but I have the control board where I can mute you.
Oh. Did you mute me a time before anything happened?
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I actually nailed that one because I knew it was
Oh.
coming.
That's awesome.
I think
Like a freaking train that I'm watching the train wreck and I actually am Superman and I have the ability to stop that train before it hits that cow and
What?
bust children.
Why don't you just let it happen and then fly around the universe and then undo it?
Because I don't believe in time travel or something. I don't know. Because
All I-
either way, kids died, whether they remember it or not. Heck darn it, what's wrong with that question, Drewby? You want
Yeah,
kids to die just so I can reverse it? What the heck is that?
It's how the world rolls.
Either way, Superman or Michael as the Superman character is gonna have to watch children die in a train wreck. So if anything, you should save that just for himself. Even if the kids don't remember it and never feel it, like back in time, he would still have to live forever with the fact that I watched and let happen a bunch of children die.
Just because I felt like it and then wanted to change time.
I don't
I feel
know.
like this episode's just gonna be entitled Michael Goes Like Drunk with Power because he's just muting people and yelling at them and envisioning himself as Superman.
Think about this
That
though.
was
Like,
every episode.
let this sink in. Superman could have gone tyrant, ruled the world, and just reverse set time back so that he could just kind of be good, you know, because he recognized he righted his ways and he wanted to do things right. We could
Does
have
he
a
use
completely
that time
different
travel
model.
method more than once? How often does he time travel?
I've only seen it happen once, and that was probably enough for them to be like,
Stupidest
"Wow, this
mechanic I've
is
ever heard of.
yeah." They're
Yeah,
like,
that's
"This is pretty stupid."
The only other thing
Oh,
I've ever seen that on was an episode of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Which everyone knows is nerd's favorite source for sci-fi.
What? That's
darn it.
That's not true. That is not true.
Do I need to mute you because you don't understand sarcasm as well?
Can you boot people from the call, Mike?
Yes. Is it drunk with power if your people just suck?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wrote an article stating that you may have made a point that was better than my point this week. I cannot give you all the beans.
And what? I never get any beans. Like I'm sitting there scratching the meat out from the floor.
I never get any beans, man. You're
I
always,
ask for beans, no beans.
you're always just taking all the beans and never giving anybody else any beans on the show, Michael. And I'm sick of it. Gosh darn it.
May I have
Why
some
don't you just
beans?
back up the bean truck up to Drewby's mouth, or Michael's mouth, so we can eat all the beans for the rest of the world's population?
I want a bean.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my! Wow.
Hey, Drewby,
What?
Drewby, you're a human being.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself. Here we go. You guys got the show.
That was
What?
that was the worst, which is why it was the best.
I know. I know. All right.
That's why puns are good, because they're so dumb.
But they're so awesome.
I think that was like for real the dumbest pun I've ever heard in my life, though.
You know what else is pointless? A
What?
broken pencil.
Drewby's back in the penalty box. I'm back out. There you go.
We're just
Unfortunately, I missed it.
trading off the mute.
It's like a flipping hockey game up in here with our penalty boxes. Man.
You get penalized for saying a pun.
Can I talk now?
Doesn't that tell you when you're muted?
Yeah. It tells me, at least I can say
I'm asking for your permission. Or ill overlord.
Overlord. The wielder
Refer
of
to me as the megalomaniac.
You're drunk
Wait, I don't know.
with power.
Let me look that up real quick.
In future generations, Mark, this is when people will look back and wonder why you and I didn't just like
Didn't stop
suffocate him in
Michael.
his sleep.
A person who is obsessed with their own power. Yeah, that's me. I got it.
Yep, in years from now, there's going to be children. There's going to be a guy who's like, I have a dream when everybody has their fair share of beans. They're given out, and we can all be right at some point in our lives. At least once.
Spread the beans. Spread the beans.
I told Drewby. Drewby said, I can't remember what it was, but he was like, "You never admit that I'm right," and I said, "Maybe you should be right more often." Maybe I would.
Yeah, Drewby, we're just going to be wrong all the time.
You can't have me being smarter than him, so he has to declare everything I say is invalid.
What is one thing I've ever said that you've said is invalid? Except when your opinions are wrong.
But it's an opinion. It can't be. But your opinion's wrong. Just...
Well, you did think that my opinion was wrong on the episode of on topic of video gaming, and then you posted saying that, oh wait, I was wrong. Except
Maybe.
you didn't even say that. I was right, and you couldn't even say I was wrong. This is how it goes, Michael. Drewby was right. Michael was wrong.
But that's
how
not
it
even
works.
what he said. He said maybe.
I'm fairly certain I said maybe Drewby was right. I gave you credit. I gave you half a bean.
Yeah. Drewby,
Oh,
just
good.
take
I
what
won't
you can get, man.
starve this month.
Just take what you can get. I mean, how many times has Michael even said, like, alluded to the fact that he was wrong and you were right?
Are all beans seeds? Like, if I got one bean, could I plant it and then be okay?
Not if it were cooked.
Oh, dang it. Am I getting a cooked bean?
It's a half bean. You can't plant it anyway.
Oh.
Dude, yeah, you could just grow more half beans.
It might work.
tape
I
it
think half a
together.
bean could work.
Yeah, you plant half a bean, it grows more half beans, you take those half beans, tape them together, plant those beans, then they grow full ones. Science.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the green section of hashtag follow the conversation, where we tell you how to make the world a safer and more eco-friendly place.
Why
Today,
that?
Crap.
Because that was way more interesting than anything you were going to say.
I was going to tell you how to plant half a bean, but suck it, dang it.
You already said I can't plant half a bean, and I will not suck on my bean. I won't do it.
I didn't get that till Michael lost her. Oh goodness. Okay, this is the part of the show where Drewby regrets what he said, even though it was so funny. So funny. Michael's now coming out of... Oh, never mind. I thought he was about to get back up. You want to drink me? You want to milk me? You want to drink my milk?
Oh my goodness. My eyes hurt. And for hashtag follow the conversation. Oh my goodness.
Man.
This is kind of related to video games, but I got this in the mail from Blake today. See this? Crimson Skies, the game he talked about on this week's show.
Nice.
I can play this, I think, for Xbox. Only for Xbox. Only on Xbox.
Now there's some
It
more.
has suggestive themes, and there's this very provocative image of this dude holding this girl.
I see that, man. I don't know if you should be playing that.
The dude straight up looks like he's supposed to be a Nathan Drake clone, and the girl straight up looks like she's supposed to be Alex Vance from Half-Life 2. So there's
Yeah.
that. Oh my goodness. Should I go back to the eco-friendly section of the podcast?
I think we should move on.
I think we
To
should
what?
move
Yeah.
on.
You guys heard about TMNT?
Oh, shoot. No. What about it? Did you see it?
No. But it's pretty crap.
I heard there's a really creepy scene where one of the turtles is like hitting on Nathan Fox? Megan Fox. And it's like extra creepy because, you know, he's a turtle and she's a chick. Like a human chick.
She's a woman. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's just weird. I don't know. I have plans right now to see it on Saturday. I'll have to report back and let you guys know. But I think it's pretty low on the Rotten Tomato list right now. Let's see. The lowest
Yeah,
movie I've
money
ever
that it's
seen
getting
is
a
that.
sequel.
Apparently, Michael
What's-
Bay, really. I mean, come on. All right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 21%. Which
That's
is
a lot higher than I thought.
that's worse. Expendables wasn't that much better actually. Expendables 3, 35%.
I haven't seen that either, and I want to see that one.
I want to see that one too. Lucy, 64%. That movie I was not super excited for. November Man, 0%.
What? For real?
But it might be because no one's reviewed it.
It may not be out yet.
Well, it comes out on the 27th, but usually some of these reviews start pouring in. Yeah, there are 5 reviews so far of that movie, and all 5 of them are rotten. So, yeah,
Oh, weird.
the movie's not doing so hot.
Well, did you see the trailers for it and be like, that movie is gonna be a blockbuster. Everybody's gonna love that movie.
Kind of.
Or did you watch that and say,
Not really that it was going to be a blockbuster, but it looked like something that I would be interested in, like something. That
or
looked
did you watch
cool.
that and say, this movie is gonna be crap. I'm gonna go watch it because I think it'll be bad enough. Like I think it'll be the point of crappiness movie that it'll be funny to go watch. Or did you say, like, I don't know, because I think there's like a crappy movie that's not fun to watch, and then there's like a little bit crappier of a movie that's just funny to watch because it's so crappy, and then there's like another crappy that's just the worst, and then it's so dumb you shouldn't watch it.
It's something I'd watch, and then I mean I won't. I like those kind of movies. I'm kind of in the mood for something like that because a lot of what I've been watching hasn't really been that. The most recent thing I've watched that has been kind of like a spy espionage is probably like Burn Notice or something. Like I haven't watched any movies like that recently, and so
Captain
something
America
like that.
2?
Yeah. But Captain America 2 in November, man. Like one guy's running around with a gun and stuff like that, like just shooting, blowing crap up.
Weird.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
heck
guess
darn it. I
I
was
guess
about
you
to
could.
say something.
I guess you could classify Winter Soldier as just a dude running around with a gun, blowing crap up.
Kind
Should
of.
A lot of people have considered it an espionage movie. Like, people have
Mhm.
compared it to the Bourne movies, not just on our podcast where we have, but people in Comic Vine also did it this week, or last week. No, it was Major Spoilers, I think, where I heard that.
I would agree with that assessment. The movie. I was talking to a friend about kind of favorite Marvel movies recently, and we were talking. I was talking about how Avengers and Captain America 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy are probably my favorite Marvel movies, but they're all different movies. You've got Guardians, which is a comedy. You've got Cap, which is a spy espionage film, like similar to Bourne. And then you've got Avengers, which is I'd classify more as as your typical comic book movie. And
Yeah, it's like
Action,
a popcorn
like
flick.
action.
yeah, popcorn movie, yeah. Which I love all three of those films. So
I like like you guys hated it, but I actually like enjoyed watching them. Like I liked Iron Man 3 quite a bit. I enjoyed that
oh,
movie.
I not like that movie. Can, has it been long enough that we can talk spoilers about that movie?
I'd say so.
Didn't it come out this year still?
No,
Yeah,
last year.
last year.
No, yes, like May of last year.
Yeah,
Not sure why.
because I'm
Um,
guessing he wants to
yeah,
talk why he hated it.
I want to talk about why I hated that film. The villain. If you've watched the trailers for that movie, the villain that they portrayed in the trailers was Mandarin,
Yeah.
which is an actual villain from the Iron Man comics. I'm not super familiar with the Mandarin, but that is, I know, a villain. And the way they portrayed him in the trailers and in the first half of that movie is like, what the heck? Like, this guy is so awesome. Like, he comes on, broadcast randomly, and then like I say, I'm gonna blow up like this, and he's like this terrorist and the persona of him is just it's super cool and it's awesome. It's great. And then you get through the halfway, and then the big twist of the movie comes where you find out that he is just an actor and is actually a druggie named Trevor. That at that point I was literally just like, what? And I walked out of the movie and was like, oh, that was terrible. And I mean, almost everything else, like the part where like all the suits come out at the end, is like, oh, that was cool. Like that was great.
But
And
that one thing just kind of.
but that one thing ruined the entire film for me. Like even like I thought Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. did a good job. Like everything else worked, but that one thing just spoiled the whole thing for me. And I cannot look at that movie with any favors because I was so bummed and really, really disappointed with how they handled that. That was terrible.
I
If I
liked
put on, go ahead, Mark.
I liked how they kind of introduced AIM as like a villain or kind of something because it's almost like Hydra in a sense. Like AIM is not just like a specific bad guy in like the Marvel world and stuff. But they kind of introduced that into the Marvel movies to where like they can reference AIM and know that it's like, oh, this is like this company that this guy had.
I forgot that they
Like,
were
makes
in that
tech and
film.
stuff. Yeah, like that's
They're pretty big in comics. Like my reference to them is from the Captain America issues, the Ed Brubaker run. And that's when I became really familiar with them and how they really became pawns of the Red Skull and his different schemes and part the Red Menace. But was it the Red Menace or the Black Menace? I don't remember what his name was, but the AIM. I forgot that they were in that. See, this is like stuff. Since I'm familiar with comic books, I need to go back and like watch stuff and pick up on little Easter eggs.
yeah, but I like because I kind of introduced that to the series and I thought it was cool. I thought the whole him like controlling the like suit, like that one suit with his mind. I thought that was like a cool aspect that I think could get super awesome in if they make like more Iron Man movies or in like the next Avengers and stuff that's coming out. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool to see a little bit more like vulnerable side of Tony Stark because like
Yeah,
he wasn't always in his Iron Man suit
but that
and
was
stuff,
the
which
part.
a lot of people hated. But
Yeah, and I'm with them. I hated that. Like Tony Stark. Okay, fine, but I wanted to see more Iron Man, especially, and that might have been a good call, if because they had already done two movies basically about. Well, no, that can't be true because Iron Man 2 was more about Tony Stark than it was about Iron Man, but Iron Man 3 was just like Tony Stark dealing with the trauma after post Avengers, and like and his near-death experience, and then it was all about him, and I was just no, I wanted to, I'm Iron Man, you know.
and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty epic and sweet. But
I
I don't
think
know.
I'm going to put on my hipster glasses here. I think the problem with Iron Man 3 is that the inspiration for that story was the Extremis comic and the story run that came after Extremis. And a lot of people had super high hopes going into those comics, or that movie, sorry, because if they read those comics, they know that story. And the Extremis line and I can't remember what it's called, but the line after Extremis they take some cool ideas from those story arcs, but they completely change the situation that surrounds them. And I think that a lot of times Marvel does a lot of good things when they stick to the comics pretty closely. Like, I think that's one of my favorite things about Winter Soldier. Now reading Winter Soldier after I saw the movie, it changed things because the story that led into Captain America 2 Winter Soldier was different, but it took the ideas and it took all of the greatest parts from the Winter Soldier run of Brubaker's run, and it took all the best parts and kind of fit them, even though it was a different way. It kind of fit them in a way that made that movie awesome. Whereas I think that Iron Man took some of the ideas from the Extremis series, and instead of making it super cool, they just kind of piecemealed it in a way that I just don't think fit really well. Like, they didn't really do anything with the actual Extremis virus. They took the villain from Extremis without the Extremis virus and had him they portrayed him as being super powerful, but it doesn't have the impact that the comic series did. And then they also, all of his suits and various the different powers of the suits and stuff work really well in that comic series because it talks about why he did certain things and what he did to make the suits do, specific things, and they work together with the Extremis virus that he injects himself with to do some really awesome things. This is obviously a very comic thing, but like I wish they would have kind of stuck towards some of the cooler idea. Like, I'm okay with them changing some things, but I wish that they would have taken more of the coolest ideas from that series and put them in the movie. And then also you would have ended up not with the Mandarin letdown. You would have just focused more on the Extremis virus and the cool villain that they kind of had, but could have probably made better if they would have given him more understanding to why he was so powerful.
Guy Pearce as an actor in that, I thought he did a really good job. I'm not beefing with him at all. Like, that, his performance was well. And you're right, if they had handled the villain better, that would have been awesome, and I probably would have enjoyed it more. I feel that they had to change some of the stuff for that movie though, because like in the Iron Man comics, his suit wasn't really portable and modular in the way that it was portrayed in the movies. Like from the get-go in Iron Man 1, his suit is something that he walks in and then it gets assembled around him, and he doesn't need anything special. He could just be in his jeans. Like in Iron Man 2, you see him get out of his suit and he's wearing a tux. One of the reasons that Extremis was so valuable for him in the comic books was because he needed like a special flight suit. It wasn't modular, or like he couldn't just like walk in and Jarvis would assemble it around him. Like, it was a crate that he had to have flown around with him up until Extremis, when it changed the entire dynamic of the Iron Man suit, and that it made it way more awesome and a lot closer to what the movies. But that was post Extremis in the comics, because they had done everything in the movies differently. They couldn't take everything from that in Extremis. They couldn't make it as big of a deal as it was in the story.
Yeah, you're right, but they could have used, he has his different armors for his different powers, and I think that, if I remember correctly, the comics talked about, hey, I built this suit for this purpose, and this is the strengths, and here's the weaknesses of this suit, and it does ultimately end in kind of the same climactic battle, but the strengths and weaknesses of each suit. Maybe I just want more. I don't know, sometimes I think I just want more sci-fi stuff in this Marvel universe, and maybe I'll just get that in my Star Wars fill.
Yeah, or your Guardians of the Galaxy fill.
Guardians of the Galaxy didn't focus so much on sci-fi as much as it had sci-fi stuff. I'm not saying it wasn't a sci-fi movie, though. I don't want to spoil it. There's a very awesome sci-fi weapon, I'll say, in that movie that was sick as heck. That I won't spoil it. It's worth it.
One of the suits I specifically remember in Iron Man 3, which didn't really make sense to me, was, do you guys remember the one that it flew up and then broke into 12 different pieces and attacked something? I do not understand how Tony Stark could ever wear that suit and have it work.
Have his arms break off and his legs break off.
Yeah,
maybe. But he had that suit partially because throughout the entirety of that movie, he was experimenting it and building it the whole time.
No,
because
I'm
you
talking
see it.
about a different suit. Like,
Right, I understand, but that suit they're kind of designed similarly, where like his hand could just fly off and it would leave his hand there, and like I could see him wearing it, and like having him Now it doesn't make sense because in battle you don't want your suit to fly off and hit somebody, but like, do you see what I'm saying? Like the suits break off in a similar fashion. I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I could be completely wrong here. I think it makes sense to me though.
yeah, but like it was almost like the way the suit made it seem was like it would break into like 12, like it wasn't just like his hands and stuff, like the all like multiple pieces of his arm and stuff would break off, and it was like it was the specific battle function, which and it wasn't like it was gonna leave. It was like it would almost like chop off his arm or something, and then everything would get like reassembled when the suit would come back together.
Yeah, and it could be that because obviously they had planned for this because Jarvis took control of all of them
Hmm.
and just went over and did this. So he could have built that suit with that function in mind and just like this is something I can't wear, but this is something that could totally happen.
When you
Maybe,
say
yeah.
Jarvis, do you mean Ultron?
No, I
No,
mean
we mean
Jarvis.
Jarvis.
My theory for the new Avengers movie is that Jarvis will become Ultron. He'll be created by Iron Man.
Why is that? Because they don't have Pym?
Hank Pym. Yeah.
They don't have Pym right now. They are making an Ant-Man movie, but they don't have Pym right now. And the guy that plays Jarvis's voice is also playing Ultron.
No,
So,
that's not true.
are you
Um,
sure?
Paul Bettany is playing the Vision. In that movie. The other dude, I can't think of his name right now. Um, Spader, is the voice of Ultron.
David
Mm.
Spader?
I think yeah, I think so.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I might have been thinking about Vision.
Yeah, no,
Are
he
they gonna
plays.
make a Vision movie before it comes out, or are they gonna try to introduce Vision in Age of Ultron?
I think they're gonna
I
try to.
haven't heard about a Vision movie.
I haven't heard either. But I don't know. Do you know who Vision is? Like, is he like a robot or is he like an actual being?
He's a robot.
Is he?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So then that
He's
could
not like
be
in a suit or anything. He's a robot.
so that could be what they do with that.
Yeah,
But I don't know
Jarvis
how
might
they're
be.
I don't know how they're going to tackle Ultron because Ultron was a robot created by Hank Pym that just went completely bonkers. I don't know
The
how they're going to tackle that.
the only thing I remember seeing Ultron in was there was like an Avengers TV show, and this I forgot his name, but like he was a time traveler guy, and like he was threatening the whole world, and the Avengers team up, and Hank made a bunch of robots he called Ultron, and they used them because they needed more soldiers and stuff to fight with them, and only one of them survived, and something happened, I think, on the ship when they were fighting the time traveler guy to where he got like a bunch of knowledge and stuff to where he became like more powerful. So he was able to upgrade himself into like the Ultron that they all had to fight to take down and like work at. And that's the only thing I've ever. Never mind. That's the only thing like that wasn't kind of just like a one like off spin thing that had Ultron. Like I've seen like a movie with like Avengers, like they all got married and stuff to other Avengers and had kids, and those kids like fought Ultron and like he killed all of them. But the only thing that seemed kind of comic based or stuff was the Avengers series, and I don't know. Like I think he's always been created by Hank Pym, but
I think he is too. But obviously the movies aren't afraid to change stuff, so we'll have to see
Yeah.
what happens.
I'll end this. I don't want to. I think we're focusing a bunch on comics here. Part of it's me too. I do think that I want to read that comic series. And I'll transfer the conversation by saying I've been watching a lot of the show called Parks and Recreation. Drewby, have you actually seen it yet?
No, I haven't watched any of it. I think I tried to watch one a while ago, but that was like before Guardians and before you were talking to me about it. So
Okay, so I started watching it just as the show I would put on when I wasn't paying any attention, and I started the first season because I figured that's where you should start, and I didn't think the show was that funny, and then eventually I started playing it just to annoy my wife, and at some point we just ended up in the second season, and watching them from the second season and now in the third season, my wife and I both think it's hilarious. Like, we both really like this show right now. And so my wife decides to go back to the first season to try to catch up, and maybe she just understood the first time. She said the first season is just garbage, even like after loving the show from the second and third season. So I'm going to not challenge. I'm going to say if you want to watch the show, just start in season 2. That works. Just start like in the middle of season 2 even. Like I feel like the characters are stereotypes enough and like caricatures enough that you could probably just figure them out in a couple episodes, and figure out the relationships between them. It's not that complicated.
Okay.
It's a funny show. Chris Pratt is great in that show. Like, he's not one of the main characters, but he is a hilarious man-child in that thing.
Nice.
I really like it.
Nice. That's funny.
Also, Ron Swanson, who you had. That's a funny story. I don't know if we talked about it before. I go to Drewby's house, and we had been talking about Parks and Recreation randomly at a restaurant before this, and I made jokes about Ron Swanson, the character from Parks and Rec, and I go to Drewby's house, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't even know what that is." I go to Drewby's house, and he has a Scott Johnson drawn picture of Ron Swanson on his fridge that he'd gotten as like an include with some other actual Scott Johnson posters that he'd ordered. So he has this like a picture of Ron Swanson drawn by Scott Johnson on his refrigerator, not even realizing that's what I was like. I'm pretty sure that's the dude from Parks and Rec.
I think we actually looked up a picture of the guy, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally the guy.
Jimmy, go grab it. Grab the picture. It's awesome. Yeah. I showed Marc a clip.
Oh yeah.
I showed Marc a clip where Chris Pratt is singing into the telephone, and it's really good. Here we go. Drewby, what is this? Show this picture to the camera. It's gonna be weird for the audio, but.
All right. Yeah. No. Totally. That's Ron Swanson. Michael probably understands the reference a lot better than I do. What does the steak mean?
Yeah, the picture is just he's got this big giant like bouffant. I don't know what a bouffant is, but I feel like it's a bouffant, and he's holding just a steak on a skewer. Ron Swanson's character is like the leader of the Parks and Recreation department, and he is like a super manly man, libertarian guy, and so like he's just holding meat on a stick in this picture. Oh, there's a really, really funny episode that we saw recently where there's a guy that comes in and he has to run the kind of the budget and make sure he's keeping things in line at the department. And he's like a super crazy workout health freak nut guy. And he comes in and he's like trying to convince. He challenges Ron Swanson to a burger cook-off, saying that he can make it's like a vegan veggie, like it's like this some crazy healthy burger, and he can make one better than Ron Swanson can make, and he challenges them to a cook-off, and so they go and they're having this giant cook-off where he like goes to the organic store and he's buying all of these crazy ingredients, and he makes this like burger that he's spent like hours and hours and hours into, and like Ron Swanson just goes to the store and buys like hamburger and just like seasons it on a grill, and then he serves it to everybody, and like the health nut guy hands his burger out to everybody, and they all take the bite. They're like, man, this is really good, like this is not bad at all. And then Ross Swanson just hands them a straight up cheeseburger, and they're like, oh, this is the best, hands down, this is a good one. And the health nut guy's like, what are you talking about? Like, he didn't even do anything, you just hand him he just threw a burger on the grill. And like, Ron Swanson's like, just here, you have to take a bite of this. It's like he takes the burger and he takes a bite. He's like, I haven't had a real burger in so long. This is like the greatest food. He's like, He's like, I admit it. I prefer this like terribly unhealthy burger. It tastes way better.
That's awesome. I need to check that show out. That sounds like something I'd enjoy.
Yeah, that was particularly affecting with me since I am like, cheeseburgers are my favorite food.
Yeah, especially
Good,
yeah, I love eating burgers.
Oh man, I'm getting tired. It's 10:30. You want to wrap it up? You got anything to say?
No, I think I should just stop talking.
Yeah, I'm
Just
out.
keep your half a bean.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just let it stop. I'll just take this train wreck and try to resurrect what little is left.
Nice. So, you know what? Never mind. Drewby, how can people find you on the internet?
Twitter.com. You can find me at Drewby132. From there, you can find my Google Plus profile. It's on my Twitter profile. Just there's a link to it. I put a link there because the short URL that I created turns out is not simple enough to just spout on a podcast. So if you want to follow me on Google Plus, you have to go to Twitter first to get there. Facebook.com/Drewby132. These three places shall I be.
What the heck is that?
It is what it is.
Where can people find you, Mark?
On Vine, Instagram, and Twitter, I am. My username is Murky Freak Bro, so you can find me, and that's MRKFREAK Bro, BRO, right?
No, it's like Markie.
Oh, that's what I meant. I forgot the
It's
Marky. I
it's in the
forgot
show
the
notes.
Marky. All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. You can find me at twitter.com/MichaelNipp, MichaelKnipp, or at facebook.com/TheRealMichaelNipp. As we mentioned as a joke earlier in the show, but it's also serious. You can email us any comments, questions. Let us know if this show made you laugh or cry or decide that you should never listen to
Or
Culture
you
People
demand an apology.
at thecultureofmypeople@gmail.com. You can also subscribe to our Twitter account where you'll see anything that we post on thecultureofmypeople.com at cultureofmypeep on Twitter. Also, we're on iTunes. Check us out there. Leave us a good rating. Subscribe to us there. We're also on BeyondPod on the Android side of things. We really like BeyondPod.
Yeah, the app's great. Check it out.
It almost sounds like that thing is sponsoring you guys because you kind of hype it up a lot.
Like the way we always talk about.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. I listen to so many podcasts that I just really love BeyondPod because they pay us money for. No, they really don't. They don't. We're not. They don't sponsor us or anything.
It
just
sounds
really
like
yeah.
it though.
I know the way we talk about it every single time. It's worth it.
Mhm.
$4. They
Yeah.
pay us money. I have a BeyondPod T-shirt in my no, I really don't. They don't sponsor us. So I
We should
guess
get 'em
for
to.
hashtag follow, that would be awesome. If they would sponsor people, they would sponsor us. For hashtag follow the conversation, episode 13. Nope, dang it, 14. 13. Sorry. This has been Michael Nip.
Jokes about German sausage are the worst.
That was Droopy, and this is Marcus.